Alright, it's 10 here again. Another video for God Wars 2. It's Gregor Vic. He's one of the meaner of the God Wars 2 bosses. He attacks with his Shadow Glaives, which deal like range, and I think melee too if they're up close within melee distance. So I try to stay away from him. I try to range him. He does a lot of damage, like I said, so it's one of those constant damage bosses. So bring a lot of food, best gear,
nice.
And
got it.
Actually,
You blew it.
let's see. 1 second. Let me go to the max guild here. Grab my ring of vigor.
Sorry, man. Take his healing out. Take his healing out. Jesus. Sorry, man. That's... Dude, I got you. That's great.
There we go. Ring of vigor. It's kind of useful for bossing. It just saves a little bit of adrenaline. Alright. We get started here. I protect range, like I was saying earlier. He's pretty simple though. Depending on which room, which corner of the room you stand in, or which section of the room you're in, he'll spawn another different shadow. The easiest one to deal with is the one here in the northwest. So as soon as I come in, run over here. Then there's a shadow. This one, his poison gets worse because he poisons you. So I have Venom Blood perk on most of my armor, so that really doesn't matter. But it's best to just stand over here. This is the way we've always done it. Pretty much just DPS the hell out of them as much as you can. Get that shadow if you can. Even if you got Venom Blood, it doesn't hurt to just get it over here. Click on it, bring it over. And when he does that, where he throws his swords up, switch to Mage Spray until the swords fall, then switch back to range. It'll save you some damage, because the swords that fall, they do magic DPS. So if you got Dread Nips, bring them. Try to stay out of melee distance of all these guys, because they will take you out. Corruption Shot, Bombardment, Ricochet, they all work pretty good. So then Mage, then back to range, Protect, DPS, pretty easy. Just pretty much keep doing same old stuff over and over. Just DPS as much as you can. But he goes with the swords, does that spin up move. And you can see where they're going to fall. You can move, or you can just tank it. But like I said, I just switch. I got my prayers on a keybind, so I just switch prayer. And I don't get much damage done. It's pretty simple. Do as much damage as you can. Doing quick shot, rapid fire, and if you're brave enough, shadow tendrils. Those do a lot of damage, especially in Death Swiftness. So with them all grouped up, perfect time for Corruption Blast, Bombardment. You can clear them all, pretty much, one volley. It's pretty easy. But like I said, this is a boss where you get damage done over time. You can't debilitate and devotion. That saves a little bit of food. It's not much to this boss, though. The other shadows in the other parts of the room do worse effects than. So one of them like gives him more damage, or one of them speeds up his attacks, I think.
Nice.
So I just choose the poison one because it's the easiest. And like I said, my armor has Venom Blood anyway, so I can't get poisoned, even though I'm poisoned. You don't see, I don't get any poison. So, and that's it. He's got some pretty good drops compared to a lot of the other God Wars 2 bosses. He drops battle staffs. And the Serenic essences are like 4 mil. They're higher than any of the others, just because the Salisky Anima Core is one of the best hybrid armors in the game. So the Shadow Glaives aren't up as high as some of the other things, but he's got some pretty good drops. You can have pretty good trips, pretty long trips here. Just remember doing, Debilitate and Devotion and switching to Mage Prey on those swords or dodging them completely. See, it doesn't. He says accept the Unreal when the Shadow gets to him, but it really doesn't. It doesn't hurt you if you got Venom Blood. I've tried bringing anti-poison here, and he eats through it so fast. It's really not recommended. If I were you, I'd probably try to get something with Venom Blood on it, just because the poison is so bad. He's probably got worse poison than KBD. Funny thing about Greg too is you can examine him. Every time you examine him, his combat points are different. So he's a 101, 955, 798, 46. So he's kind of a weird boss, but he's not too bad. He does a lot of damage, like I said. Especially the more you talk and mess up your prayers. But he's very, very soloable. Just stand up in this corner and just stay here like it's your home base. Don't want to get pulled out. If you do get pulled out, run back. It's pretty easy though. Like him and Hellware, I think, are the two God Wars 2 bosses that you gotta watch out for as far as being in danger. Twin Furies are cake, and Vindicta is pretty cake as long as you stay out of the fire. But Hellware and Greg here both just do constant DPS. So do one more kill. Should have a pretty good understanding. It's not too much that I could think of to tell you. Just kind of watch this last kill and do it. Like I said, I'm just doing these videos. They're not. I'm not telling you this is the only way it can be done. It's just the way that I do it and the way I've had a success at. Maybe something that you hadn't thought of. Like, there's a lot of stuff I'm sure you guys have thought of that I haven't. So definitely, I'm just doing this hoping that maybe I could help out somebody, start to get some kills, and make some money on their own. Because that's what everybody plays the game for, make some money. So you can definitely copy exactly what I do and improve upon it and make a bank, pretty good bank. So that's for sure. Boston is a good way to make bank in RuneScape. If you don't have Ring of Vigor, it's definitely worth looking into. The 10%. Once you ult, and you get that 10% back, and you hit an adrenaline pot, you got all your best abilities available, your thresholds. You can just tear stuff apart. On range, I always try for snapshot, rapid fire, and then tendrils. When you do tendrils, especially if you're in depth swiftness, be prepared to eat, because it can't hurt you. And he'll do something like throw swords or a shadow glaive at you, and you can't kill yourself there. So only do tendrils if you're ready to, take some damage. Like, you can take it. Corruption shot is freaking one of the best abilities. Like, it clears the room here. So definitely advised to have that. Use a little windmill thing, and that's your tell that he's gonna do the swords. You switch to prey mage right then, and as soon as you see him fall, switch back to range. Because his range attack is absolutely devastating. Kind of like his melee attack if you're standing next to him. It's pretty devastating also. I've seen people come in and try to melee him, and they usually get wrecked. So range is definitely recommended, probably. Raw sharks. But, alright guys, thanks.